In this episode, we dive into what the vortex is, what it means to be in the vortex, and how do you manifest from that place. Welcome to the Abundance Hack Show, where we are inspiring you to ditch the outdated beliefs, release the blocks, and fully embrace your sovereignty so you can confidently expand to allow more love, joy, and aligned success in your life. I am Niajae, your conscious accountability partner, reminding you that abundance is your birthright. Hey M&Ms, thank you for tuning in to the Abundance Hack Show. What are you manifesting in your life today? Speaking of manifesting, we are talking about manifesting from the vortex. But before we dive into today's topic, I want to let you know that if you are loving this podcast, there is more where it came from. You can have access to more of my yummy content in my membership, Abundant and Aligned Society. So in Abundant and Aligned Society, you will receive inspirational text messages, guided meditations, sound therapy recordings, journal prompts, and more. So if you are committed to operating from a place of alignment and tapping into abundance, join Abundant and Aligned Society, and you can go to my website and find out more information on that. And now that I am settled in my beautiful new office and meditation studio, I am opening up my schedule again to one-on-one coaching clients. I haven't been coaching for a while because my life has been going through some transitions, but now that I'm settled and I'm feeling fabulous, I am ready. So I call the type of coaching I will be doing now chakra coaching. So helping you tap into the abundant life that you desire using the chakra system. So figuring out if there's any blockages, if there's any pre-programming, if there's any potential trauma in your chakras, clearing it out, and then helping them expand to attract in the abundance in all the areas of life. So life, love, health, success, allowing it in because it's already in the vortex. So we just have to allow it in, remove the resistance and allow it in. So if you have interest in that, definitely reach out to me. I'm always on Instagram, so you can send me a message at Niajae, Niajae, or you can email me directly at contact@niajae.com. So let's dive into today's topic. So I've been talking about the vortex a lot lately because I feel like where I am in my life right now was already in my vortex. So it wasn't my actual doing, it was already in the vortex, and I just had to focus on my energy and my alignment to allow it into my reality. So when I posted about the vortex, I was like, I wonder how many people have no idea what I'm talking about. Because you know, if you've been listening to me for a while, you know that I love Abraham Hicks, and she talks about the vortex all the time. But if you don't listen to Abraham Hicks, you may have an idea, but you may not really know what it means. So what is the vortex? The vortex means you are one with who you truly are, you are in alignment with your highest self, and you are a vibrational match to your desires. It's an energetic place where there's no limits, no blocks, and no resistance. It's when you're in a higher level of consciousness and dense energy does not faze you. Doesn't that sound yummy? Doesn't that sound yummy? I'm like, one-way ticket to the vortex, please. So if it sounds so yummy and it sounds magical and blissful, then why are we not always in the vortex? That is the million-dollar question. That is the million-dollar question. Why is everyone not in the vortex? So it's basically, being in the vortex is basically being connected to your highest potential. It's being connected to your true self, who you are at your core, and what causes us to actually disconnect from who we truly are. So I thought about this, and I feel like it basically boils down to fear, programming, life, because life happens, life challenges us, and we resort to a place of fear and worry and scarcity. And then the fact that it's our work. it is our work, it's our journey. It is the reason why we're here in this time, space, and reality, to remove the blocks, remove the layers, to learn in this lifetime, and then do it again and learn another lesson in our next lifetime. If you believe in lifetimes, some people don't believe in lifetimes, but if you believe in lifetimes, that is our work in this lifetime, to peel the layers back, to learn, to grow, and to expand. So we disconnect from who we truly are because there are lessons that we're meant to learn in this lifetime. So whether it's learning to overcome fear, whether it's learning to overcome insecurities, whether it's learning to heal generational patterns, and that is our work. So if there was no work to be done, then we all be in like heaven or this blissful place where there's no problems. So the vortex is basically that energetic place where you are connected to who you truly are. So how do you identify if you're not in the vortex? So the simplest way to put it is you don't feel good. Your highest self always feels good. Your highest self is pure love and divine consciousness. So if you're feeling, I'm going to go down the list: fear, doubt, jealousy, anxiety, overwhelm, worry, none of these things feel good. Jealousy doesn't feel good. Fear doesn't feel good. Overwhelm doesn't feel good. Worry doesn't feel good. So if you're experiencing any of these feelings or emotions, that means you're not in the vortex. Because when you're in the vortex, you feel good. You feel blissful. You feel like anything is possible. So being in the vortex, you're in a state of bliss, and you know that you are an abundant being, because you are. Abundance is our birthright, and you know that everything is working out for your greatest good. You know that you are divinely guided and divinely protected. So if you're worrying about what's going to happen, you're not in the vortex. Because if you are in the vortex, you know that everything is working out for your greatest good, and everything happens for a reason, to place you exactly where you're meant to be. Now, does unfortunate things happen? Yes, we know that. I talked about it on my Dark Night of the Soul episode. But the crazy thing is, I am so in love with my meditation studio. But if some of the things that occurred in my life in the last 6 months hadn't happened, I wouldn't be here in this very moment. It was meant to unfold that way, to place me exactly where I am. Now, if you would have told me in the thick of it that this was going to happen, I wouldn't have believed you. If you would have told me everything's working out for your greatest good and this is happening to lead you exactly where you're meant to be, so I know that, but sometimes our humanness is like, WTF. So we worry, we get scared, we freak out, we look at other people's lives and situations and we compare. And in the social media world we live in right now, of course we compare. Everyone compares. Like, that is just the reality of it. But if you're in a space comparing your life, your relationship, your business to other people, you're not in the vortex, because you have to know that you are an abundant being, and everything that you desire is already in your vortex, already in that energetic space, because if you can think it, it's already in your vortex. I'm gonna touch on that a little bit later.
If you were looking for a sign, here it is. This is your reminder to not settle, to know your worth, and to follow your bliss. This is a reminder to maintain alignment and show up in your fullest expression. Abundant and Aligned Society is an accountability program to remind you that you are a powerful being and you deserve to live the life you truly desire. Go to niajae.com/society to join in on the magic, because life is meant to be abundant.
So how do you get into the vortex? So basically, you want to raise your vibration to where you are feeling good. Think about a moment where you felt so good. Your heart felt full, your soul was happy. What lights you up? What sets your soul on fire? If you're like, I can't think of a time, we have some work to do. We have some work to do. And it's easy to find yourself in the mundane of life, not allowing yourself to get excited, not allowing yourself to feel silly and to play and to feel good and to allow pleasure. Trust me, I know. I have been around people, and even myself, sometimes I get so caught up in work because I'm a little bit of a workaholic. I'm sure most people know that about me. But sometimes I get so caught up in work that I don't take time to enjoy the fruits of my labor. Now, I've gotten really good at this. I definitely prioritize my self-care. That's number one. But I've gotten really good at celebrating the micro and macro wins. So I literally, like, if I knock off a certain amount of things in my to-do list, I'm like, time to celebrate. And that could be a glass of wine, that could be a new pair of shoes, that not Christian Louboutins, it has to be something bigger. It has to be something bigger for some red bottoms. But, you know, just a new pair of shoes, a new shirt off of Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime is, oh my goodness, that's my celebration all the way. Like, I'm like, ooh, I'll buy something new off of Amazon Prime. I'm like, send help, send help. They make it way too easy for me to spend my money. Anyway, let me not get off track, but finding ways to celebrate yourself that's going to bring you happiness. And it doesn't have to be monetary or material. It could be going to watch the sunset, going out into nature around a beautiful garden, a nature trail, something that's beautiful, going to the beach. What can you do to make yourself feel good? So I have 6 ways to get into the vortex. Number 1, and Abraham says this and I freaking love it, take a nap. Take a nap. So we are in a space where we're inundated with information. Our brains are operating at maximum capacity when we have tons of emails and social media and our cell phones, and just we're moving at a really rapid rate, which makes us very analytical and it keeps us in our head. So sometimes when something is bothering us, we're super in our head about it, we're thinking about it constantly, and we're creating more resistance around it, more momentum going in the wrong direction, negative momentum. And the fastest, easiest way to end negative momentum or resistance is to take a nap. When you take a nap, it stops all resistance. And if you can take a nap and wake up, usually you feel so much better about the situation, because when we're worrying about it, we're creating anxiety around whatever the issue is, and that's only it. I don't want to say it's only going to make it worse, but it's definitely not going to help. It's definitely not going to help. So if you cannot stop thinking about a situation, take a nap. I love naps. I love naps. I really do. But sometimes I'm so in my head. The fastest way to get out of my head and back into my body and out of a state of anxiety or fight or flight is to just take a nap. If you can, just take a nap. So number 2 is meditate. And this includes sound therapy, of course. So sometimes if you're not able to take a nap, meditating. Now, meditating can be listening to binaural beats, listening to a sound therapy recordings, like the ones you receive in Abundant and Aligned Society. It could be breath work. Breath work is a form of meditation. So meditation is basically bringing you into the present moment, back into your body and calming your nervous system. So it doesn't have to be you sitting in silence, because usually if something's bothering you, it's going to be really difficult for you to just sit in silence and not think about it. That's the reality. If you're a super trained meditator, maybe, but the average person, that's going to be difficult. So maybe some breath work. So doing some breath work where you're taking really deep breaths and longer exhales, that's going to start to calm your nervous system. Binaural beats activates brain waves that will calm your nervous system. Sound therapy activates brain waves to calm your nervous system. And really quick, the difference between a binaural beat and sound therapy, what I do is a binaural beat is computer generated to take you exactly to the frequency. And what I'm doing, I'm playing the sound bowl to produce the frequency with my intention. So binaural beats are great and sound therapy is great. They're doing the same thing. One is just done by me or a practitioner with intention, and the binaural beat is computer generated. But any type of meditation that's going to calm your nervous system and bring you back to a place of peace is going to help you get into the vortex. The third one is going out into nature. So grounding, we talk about grounding on this podcast all the time. Grounding is really amazing because you're absorbing the earth's resonance, the earth's energy. So being around trees, being around flowers and plants, like flowers and plants are so healing, so extremely healing. So going out in nature, being in the sun, sunlight is healing, and the energy of the moon is healing. So going out in nature will help balance out your energy and bring you back to your baseline resonance. Number 4 is listening to music. So I'm gonna chunk this all up into like singing, dancing, music. Music raises your vibration. That's why sound therapy is so powerful. So music, like putting on music that makes you happy, music that you enjoy. If you love dancing, putting on music that you can dance to. For me, I put on some Beyonce and I twerk. And that raises my vibration because I can just be silly and let go and not care what anyone thinks. Like, usually this is in the privacy of my own home. But just letting go. We get so caught up in what people will think about us, what people will say about us, and looking silly, feeling silly. Let it all go. Sing like, what is that saying? Dance like no one's watching. So dance like no one's watching. Sing like, just let go and do something that's going to raise your vibration. Music was my first love, so this is definitely one that raises my vibration. And I think that energetic release, for like a really great energetic release for me, is singing. So sometimes I put on something and just like belt out a song. That is a way of me releasing emotions and getting back to a place of feeling everything going on in my body, in my heart, in my soul. So music is one of my favorite things in life. Number 5 is do an activity that raises your vibration. So this is something other than music. So this could be art if you're an artist. This could be movement, working out. This could be petting puppies, like playing with your fur babies. Maybe even playing with your human babies. You know, like some people like playing with children, small children, because children are so uninhibited. Like, it's before life tells you, no, you can't do that. No, you can't be this. Like, they just play. They just play and they're creative and they give no fucks. So playing with children sometimes brings that childlike energy out in us. And that childlike energy is actually who we are at our core. It's who we were before the world told us who we should be. So being around small children and dogs, because dogs are the same way. Like, our fur babies typically are just like, they are themselves. They're excited and they're carefree and they're loving. They don't hold back their love. And that's who we are at our core. That's us in our purest form. We are love, and we haven't had our heart broken, so we're not withholding love. Like, getting back to who we were at our core without the fear and the pain and the trauma and the programming. So doing activities that raise your vibrations, whatever that is for you. For some people, it may be playing video games, you know, whatever it is, doing an activity that raises your vibration, not numb, because I know that video games, for example, can be numbing. So not something that's numbing, but something that raises your vibration. So when I say video games, if you're tapping into your creativity, if you're tapping into your imagination, then that's great. If you're playing video games to avoid life, that's a different story. Or procrastinate, that's a different story. So petting puppies, playing with small children, and just things that bring out that fun, blissful, childlike play, creativity, tapping into that is going to get you into the vortex. And last but definitely not least, number 6 is gratitude. Gratitude literally is the key to all things manifestation. So being grateful for where you are, what you have, will open up that abundance for more to flow in, and also being grateful for even what you don't have. And I know that sounds weird, but if you listen to Abraham Hicks, the way she breaks it down is a lot of times we wait for the thing to come into our physical reality in order to be excited about it. And we want things because we think those things are going to make us feel good. The key to the vortex is feeling good now. So we are a vibrational match to the thing that we think is going to make us feel good. So this is why a lot of people, 1, have trouble manifesting, and 2, a lot of people tend to manifest, but then they're not actually fulfilled, because we think that a thing is going to make us happy. We think that a thing is going to make us feel good, but the key is to feel good now. So we're a vibrational match to the thing, so it can come into our reality. Does that make sense? Let me know if I'm making sense, M&Ms. If it doesn't make sense, we can elaborate on this, but the objective is to feel good now. So when you get the thing, it's like, oh, cool, it's here now. But you're already feeling good. You're already feeling excited and grateful for life. So that's why gratitude is so important. So let me do a quick recap. 6 ways to get into the vortex. Number 1, take a nap. A nap stops the resistance. Number 2 is meditate. Whatever form of meditation, i.e. sound therapy, you choose. Number 3 is go out into nature. Go to the beach, go to a garden, go to the park. Nature will help you raise your vibration. Number 4 is listen to music, sing, dance, put on your favorite song. Number 5 is do an activity that raises your vibration. So this could be art, this could be movement, this could be working out, this could be playing with your fur babies, or go somewhere and play with other fur babies, or like, you know, like the adoptions, like they have adoption events all the time where you can just go love on a fur baby. They're amazing. And number 6 is gratitude. So gratitude is the key to manifesting, feeling good now, feeling the gratitude now, so the thing can come into your reality. So I want to talk about vision. Vision, if you can visualize something, it's already in your vortex. I was actually thinking about this morning because I'll tell you a little personal story. I was in a coaching program where people were making 6 figures a month with their membership. And it helped me realize that, like, I can imagine making $1 million. Like, I've always felt like, you know, like I'm gonna be a millionaire, even from a small child. I've always felt like I'm gonna be a millionaire. So I can see myself being a millionaire, but I couldn't see myself making 6 figures a month, not a year, a month. And I was just like, holy crap. Like, I realized where my vision stopped. So $1 million is what, like 83,000 a month, So like, but to be a millionaire, you could be making $250,000, and in a few years, like if you're saving and investing, be a millionaire. But like actually generating six figures a month, that is next level. And so being in this, and that's why, okay, let me just backtrack really quick. Surrounding yourself with people that help you expand your vision is so extremely powerful, because you have to be able to visualize it first. And if you can visualize it, it's already in your vortex. You're not going to be exposed to thoughts and feelings and imagination that you don't have the ability to manifest for yourself. And I know some people may be like, well, why am I not a millionaire? Because there's some blocks. There's some blocks in resistance and programming that you have to get rid of in order for it to come into your reality. So with the vortex, I can see myself making millions, right? But it's one thing to make millions over time or with like an investment or something of the sort, but six figures, like generating six figures a month consistently was something that I didn't see for myself. 5 figures, 20, 30,000 a month, even up to 85,000 a month, but six figures just seemed a little bit further of a reach for me in my mind. And so one of the things that I really want to focus on for myself and for my members in Abundant and Aligned Society is expanding the vision, expanding what you feel is possible for yourself. And I believe if we can imagine it, if we can visualize it, we can see it, we can manifest it. We just have to remove the blocks, remove the limiting beliefs that are standing in the way of us feeling that it's possible for us. But what happens when you've achieved everything that you feel is possible for you? It's time to expand what you believe is possible for you. Expand your vision, expand your I'm searching for something. Raise the bar of what you feel is possible for you. So that is what I want to focus on coming up. So if that sounds good, now is the time to join Abundant and Aligned Society. But I just want to reiterate, if you can visualize something, so if you said, ooh, this is my dream house, and it could be $1 million home, it's possible for you. You just may have to shift some things in your life. And that's the thing. When we commit to a vision, and then the universe starts shifting things in our lives, sometimes we're like, ooh, no, I don't want to give this up. And this could be a person, this could be a bad habit, this could be a limiting belief, this could be spending habits. I don't want to give this up. So what you say to the universe is like, okay, well, you don't want this $1 million house, because as I started shifting to make it possible for you, you clung to this thing that is standing in your way. We cling to things that are literally stopping the things that we have in our vortex already from manifesting into our reality. So as things are shifting, if you're like, ooh, no, I want to hold on to this thing, the universe is like, okay, well, your $1 million home is just going to be over here waiting when you're ready to let this go. So that's how I see it working. Let me know if that makes sense. And so I want you to think about, what are you clinging to that could be standing in the way of the thing that's in your vortex? And how can you expand what's in your vortex? How can you expand that vision? Do you even want to expand that vision? Something to think about, some food for thought. All right, M&M. So that's my message for today. Explaining what the vortex is, explaining how to get into it, how to identify if you're not in it, and some of the things that you can do to bring you back to that place of bliss and abundance, because abundance is our birthright. So we're not always going to be in the vortex. It's not a reality in this 3D world that we live in. Our humanness will not allow it because we react. We react to the challenges. We react to things on social media. But our work is to bring ourselves back to that place of peace, abundance, and bliss. Bring yourself back. Come back. You're returning to yourself, who you truly are, without the fear and the scarcity and the limiting beliefs and the insecurities. You're returning to who you are. You're returning to love. Oh my goodness. It just made me think of Marianne Williamson's A Return to Love. It's her explanation of A Course in Miracles. Such powerful work. I definitely want to get someone on here to talk about A Course in Miracles and A Return to Love. Marianne Williamson is just an amazing woman with just a beautiful mind and heart and soul. Anyways, not to get off topic, let me know if you found value in this episode and if you want me to dive deeper into this. So I'd love to hear your feedback. In order for me to continue to create content that really resonates and answers your questions, you have to communicate with me. So send me a DM on Instagram or send me an email so we can keep this dialogue going, because you have to understand how manifestation works in order to manifest an abundant life. So I hope you found value in this, and until next time, be decadent.
Thank you for tuning in to the Abundance Hack Show. I would love to hear from you. Leave your comments and questions, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our yummy episodes. Every time you leave a 5-star rating or review, I do my happy dance.